Here's a fictional romantic story featuring Aaliyah and Jose. Title: Freedom's Edge. The countdown to Jose's release had begun. 12 hours until he walked out of the gray, oppressive walls of Stonebridge Correctional Facility. 12 hours until he could finally start over. But in those 12 hours, his mind wasn't on freedom. It was on Aaliyah. Aaliyah was the prison counselor, her bright, confident smile cutting through the darkness that surrounded the inmates. She was tough but kind, and she saw potential in Jose where others only saw a convict. Over the past 6 months, they had spent countless hours talking in her office. Officially, it was part of his re-entry program, but unofficially, it had become something much deeper. Jose sat on the edge of his cot, turning the small folded piece of paper in his hands. A note from Aaliyah slipped to him during their last session. It simply read, "Meet me in the library tonight. I have something for you." The clock struck 10 as he slipped out of his cell. The guards, used to his good behavior, barely glanced his way. The library was dimly lit, its heavy oak shelves casting shadows that felt alive. She was waiting for him, her back to the door, her silhouette outlined by the faint glow of the desk lamp. "Aaliyah," he whispered, his voice thick with emotions he hadn't allowed himself to feel in years. She turned, her eyes locking onto his. "Jose," she began, her voice steady but soft. "I know this isn't allowed, but I need you to hear this before you leave tomorrow." She stepped closer, the space between them charged. "You've worked so hard to turn your life around, and I believe in you more than anyone ever has. But—" her voice faltered, and she looked down, her composure cracking for the first time. "I can't pretend anymore. Jose closed the distance between them, his hand tilting her chin upward so their eyes met. "You don't have to say it," he murmured. "I feel it too." For a moment, the weight of the world disappeared. Their lips met in a kiss that was electric, filled with years of longing and hope for the future. It was forbidden, reckless, but it was real. When they pulled apart, Aaliyah pressed something into his hand. A small leather-bound notebook. "It's everything we talked about. Your plans, your dreams. Use it to keep yourself on track and maybe find me when you're ready." Jose nodded, his heart pounding as he tucked the notebook into his pocket. "I'll find you," he promised. As he walked back to his cell, the gray walls no longer felt so suffocating. Tomorrow the world awaited him, and somewhere in it, so did Aaliyah. Let me know if you'd like to adjust or expand this story.